We are live. We haven't
We're
been
gonna-
live for a while.
We haven't been live for a while. We're gonna try the song.
Oh, you've been practicing this whole time.
Well, then, yeah.
Yeah, go
3
for
weeks.
it. Go for it.
1, 2, 3. Arty
Wait, I'm off beat.
Time.
I'm off beat. You fucker.
Okay, it's Arty time. We're gonna Arty on, and you know what? That's fucking excellent.
Excellent, yeah. Just a little FYI, before we started here, Adam was going around the house singing the song, obviously trying to prep me. And after the second time, I was convinced that I was going to fuck you.
It's all good. I'm having fun. I'm just glad we're doing another
So what's
episode.
up?
It's been 3 weeks since we did an episode.
Yeah, did anybody ever see this one before?
Nah, this is new. This is coming out soon.
I don't
It's
know if I've
some
ever seen
fresh
that one.
attire.
It's super nice.
Yeah, it is.
Why is their
classic.
embroidery machine better than my embroidery machine, Adam?
Probably because of a more skilled operator.
Oh my god, it's a machine.
You asked for it.
I think it's probably just $100,000 machine or some shit.
Chances are he's totally right.
Because
Yeah.
it is so good.
Yeah, it's very well done. I'm impressed. Like,
I'm in a good over here.
the reason we haven't done an episode in 3 weeks is mainly, I started a new job, and I've been working and getting adjusted to being an employee part-time again.
Oh my god, tell me about it.
Well, it's
Part-time.
it's really weird. It's been very, like, weird emotionally for me.
When was the last time you worked?
4.5 years I haven't had a boss. So, haven't had a schedule, this, place to go every, weekdays, haven't, like, weekends.
Yeah, like, it's Monday.
Exactly, weekends
Wait,
didn't matter, Mondays
So
didn't
you're working
matter.
tomorrow?
Yeah.
So you're working...
And I work today.
You're working what time tomorrow?
I'm working 4 days a week. Just 4 days a week from 4 till 7. It's 12 hours a week. It's really not a lot of hours, but, where I lucked out. It's close by. I can walk there. It's amazing. It's perfect for me.
I think he manifested this job.
Oh, very possibly.
I think he went to bed begging for it.
Not so much. I went to bed begging for more people to buy my art, but in April,
Let me be a salesman again.
in April, I went through a period of 20 days. 20 days where I made $0. I didn't have one sale through my website. I didn't have one person stop by my showroom. I didn't have one person hit me up in the DMs.
Flinging that at me. I don't need that bad juju.
Yeah. So, I basically, I did what an adult would do, and I went and got a job, and, I'm glad I did, because now I've got new stuff coming out. I have a few more new things in the works, so keep tuned on that, and, I'll be honest, for the first few weeks, like, before I got a paycheck and was going to work, and it was like, do I really want to do this? I felt like I was giving up on myself and my art. It was really weird emotionally.
It was a roller coaster. I was here the whole time.
It was really weird emotionally.
Whoa!
There were a lot of low
take
points.
A picture.
Yeah, there were a lot of low points. I felt like
even before it paid out, and you found out that the whole after your practice run, they weren't gonna pay you hourly anymore, and it was either you're gonna make sales or get the fuck out. That was a funny moment.
Yeah, I mean,
that was another like dip in the roller coaster.
Yeah, whatever. It's neither here nor there. Like the details about the job and everything, but the main thing for me was like I felt like I was giving up on my art career, and honestly, in some ways, I felt like people are giving up on me. I went 20 days in a row, and I know it's not personal.
It feels good though sometimes to be like, fuck it.
I know it's nothing personal,
Burn it.
But at the same time, it's hard not to take it personally when you're not earning money to go do groceries and stuff.
He wanted to burn this.
But yeah, I was pretty upset at one day. There was one day where I'm like,
one day he's like,
fuck it, I'm just going to burn everything. I don't ever want to see a paintbrush again. But you know what? Like, I think pretty much every artist goes through that in some way or another, whether it's due to financial stress or, like, I talk to a lot of artists that hate their own art, and they're always like, oh, they're never happy with it, and, like, they want to burn their art because they're not happy with the art itself. Me, I wanted to burn my art because I was mad at the world for fucking, the internet shutting down algorithms everywhere. My last one that's driving website traffic, Pinterest, just went their IPO and got public. So now when I'm posting, it's like, do you want to promote your post? And they want money from me. So, like, I'm sure less people are going to see my posts on there too. So it's just like, now I'm feeling way more positive. I got a paycheck. Like, I'm not giving up. It was emotional. I'm not gonna lie, and I went through that, and I didn't really want to put all those negative feelings and emotions on camera, so that's part of why we haven't done a podcast in a few weeks. But now I'm feeling super motivated and excited again. Yeah, and I think that's normal in any entrepreneur's life. I think if you don't have moments like that where you're doubting what you're doing and where you want to throw it all away and give up at a certain point, then you're probably not really if everything's easy all the time. I don't know. I don't think that any entrepreneur's life is like that.
It's a common thing to happen that someone finds their passion, dives into it fully, and then experiences a burnout because this might be the first time working their passion. It's it's an endurance race. So if you find out what your passion is, protect it with all that you can, right? Get hobbies. Put hobbies in front of it. Burn out on some hobbies, but don't ever let it get to the creme de la creme, which is your passion.
Yeah, I mean,
it's tough when it's your business.
It felt like I burned out. For a few days there, I was really done. But you know what? At the end of the day, all I needed was a vacation. That's really all I needed.
Everyone needs that.
All I needed was a vacation. And, I had my vacation. I kind of, took my little time to myself where I didn't paint a lot, and I didn't really care if I posted on social media or not. I knew I have this job now, so some paychecks are coming in, and that's another thing that was emotional for me, because that's exactly what I said in a few episodes ago. Once you have a job and you start having a paycheck, you might stop working as hard on your art career. And when I saw that happening for a couple of weeks, I was like, oh no, I'm the guy hosting the podcast telling people how to not do that shit. And here I am doing that shit. But, for me personally, it was just I just needed a little vacation, a little break. And now that I had that and I got through that little, I want to throw it all away. And now, I'm super grateful for what I have. And I'm glad I didn't burn this. And I'm glad I'm still sitting here hosting a podcast with my good buddy Germ, who, stayed there and listened to me complain and kept me motivated as best as he could, even when I didn't want to hear anything positive that he'd have to say, I had a problem for every solution he would come up with, but that's life. That's just honesty, I've spoken in previous podcasts that part of what we want to do here is document things honestly, and if I completely hid that and didn't talk about it at all, then that would be leaving out something that was really intense for me.
Oh, it's so important to this whole podcast. Now you're the character that works part-time. Yeah. And you relate.
Yeah.
With people who do that.
Yeah.
I'm working my ass off and I need a break. I need a break, They just, they were releasing prints for the Mural Festival this year, and they're making sales on their end, and the whole time, I told them that I would do the prints. This is the secret if anyone finds out, because I'm going to release it tomorrow. They're not prints. They're originals. Yeah.
So so people who are watching who aren't in the Montreal graffiti scene, what's the Mural Festival?
Oh, it's a big festival that happens every year, and it's like the Super Bowl for us. So I didn't want to basically have prints. The fuck is this? My first time? It's going to be a print? Nah, it's a secret. I told them it's a print. They told me it's a print, but really, it's an original. Every single time. So everyone who bought is getting an original.
That's amazing.
And they're going to find out once they get it that they paid for a print, but really I painted it one up for them.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, I know. It's a good surprise, but I don't need too many people buying because I'm already freaking out. I got, I met someone who's going to do my shirts too. Well, at least some of the shirts.
I don't know. I think you should probably buy one of these prints. Make this guy work, man. Put him to work. If he's giving you originals for the prices of prints,
I'm telling them to chop the link tomorrow at 5. So if you're watching this, we're saying what day is it? The 7th of May at 5. Yeah. It gets chopped, and
all right.
I need it to be chopped. I can't have too many being asked for.
All right. I don't know if you're watching this live or in the next little few hours. Jump on that, man.
It's also bigger than what they said. They're like 26 by 22. That page doesn't even exist. So I did it on 30 by 26 or 22.
Just like a little interlude here. You got to follow Germ on Instagram if you're not. I know some of you who watch this, especially if you're watching it live on his channel.
I was voted best Instagram story of 2017.
Best Instagram story of 2017.
Believe it, that time that I was the Noodle King.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was voted. There's an award for it too and everything.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I didn't know that. We only started hanging around very end of 2017, I think.
I haven't showed you my trophy?
No.
For best Instagram story?
No, I haven't.
I'm voted Montreal's best Instagram storyer.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Well, this is news.
The
to
Gazette.
Me.
The Gazette. It's super formal.
That's amazing. The Gazette is like the biggest English language newspaper in North America.
This is my new shtick.
Canada.
This is going to be my new shtick. I have to wait a little bit to perform it, but I'm going to basically Photoshop the Gazette saying that
So you're going to pull a Donald Trump like he did with his Time magazine and his own...
He did that?
Yeah, he made a fake Time magazine cover and posted it in one of his...
But when?
In Mar-a-Lago or...
But it was a long time ago.
No, like just recently. Like
while he was president?
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid.
Well, I don't know if he put it on the wall while he was president or if it was there from before.
He doesn't need to fake it if he's president, but...
It was like a Time Man of the Year cover.
Because, dude, who is gonna go through the archives of the Time magazines? This is the whole Gazette thing. Who's gonna go through and really find out?
Almost.
I'm just gonna be holding a newspaper. That's the whole point.
That's an amazing idea.
That's the whole joke. Is the newspaper is gonna vote for who had the best Instagram story, and it's this guy.
Nice. That's amazing. That's a whole art piece on its own.
Yeah, 70% of people are gonna believe it up front. The rest, they're not sure, but hopefully they'll understand that it's like a joke. It's a newspaper, and it's a fucking.
You got to post it on a Throwback Thursday just so everyone totally buys into it.
Yeah, because then they won't even know how to check it. Yeah, fucks. We're planning it here. No, that's fucking smart. They won't even be able to like...
2017, it's a Throwback Thursday. We're 2019 now.
Okay, so Thursday's in 2 days. I gotta plan for that. But that's sort of what life is. It's whatever you tell people. So whatever you tell people, that's what kind of they have to go off. Mm-hmm. So even if you work part-time, the fact that you're going to Cosm this month.
Yeah, can't wait. That's amazing.
You're not going to be talking to them about your fucking sales?
No, not much.
You're an artist to them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'll be honest.
You're still an artist.
I'm really excited because, like, this part-time job, like, it's super minimal, and I spoke about that in the last episode, and they like me at work. They keep asking me to work more hours, and I'm like, look, the reason I took this job is because it's only 12 hours a week, and it doesn't eat into my business time as much, so like I don't want to work more hours right now, and I don't know if I ever will because I really want to keep all of this going, and having some financial stability and being able to like invest into doing things like going to Cosm and go travel. Like just recently this past weekend, my Chris Dyer toy that I showed off in one of our previous episodes was at this art gallery in Colorado. And like I couldn't go be there with it and hang around with all the other artists that art was in the show, and Germ had his little one of his in the show too. It was Galactic Dude it's called. So I wish I had it here to show, but it's in Colorado still at that gallery. So I would have loved to have been there, but I couldn't afford to go. So, like, with this job, hopefully for things like that, more opportunities will come up where it's like, yo, if I need to get on a plane, like, okay, I'm getting on a plane. We're going to do this. Like, it'll be very beneficial for my business to have a little bit more money in my pocket. So,
especially the art business.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
The art business is important to flex on people with success. Because they don't want to, they want to see that the business is growing. The whole thing about art is like stocks.
Yeah, for sure.
They don't want to see you NASDAQ all over this bitch. They want to see you just like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's juiced. The truth is, in the art world, the biggest people, they're juiced.
What do you mean juiced?
There's someone behind the scenes that's juicing it.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it can come from a lot of ways, like that's not necessarily unfair. Like, yo, if you have
you're networking.
If you have an art collector that loves your art and pays you lots of money to buy your art, or that like donates you money to put on events, like that's what you work for.
I found out that's
what artists work for.
I found out recently that if you had a collector that like buys your shtick when you need them to buy your shtick, that was called art parents.
Oh really? I never heard of that.
Art dad, but that sounds a bit,
weird.
Weird.
It is 2019 though. Who's to say what's weird anymore?
But people told me about this. Oh, do you have art parents? The fuck is that? Oh, people who like you can call up and sell your shit. There's only one guy that I know that I ever call up to buy my shit, and I only call him a couple times. He resells it. and makes more money than I did on the sale. So
awesome.
Good for him. And but no, I don't have anybody that I go to. I have collectors, and they're fucking blessed. But I'm not gonna be like, hey, I have some problems with the cops right now, man. I literally do. But don't worry, I'll be fine. You've supported me enough.
Yeah. No, it's
Let me go into that a bit. We were painting a mural, and sometimes we paint murals illegally. And by sometimes I mean most of the time. And this time we got brazen with it. We tried to take like
not me, other wee people,
a very good street corner, and I got away with it. But I went back with other people, and then when we were back there, that's when the heat started. It was okay, man. They didn't want me talking about this.
So you're saying about 5? I don't know.
No, they didn't want me talking about this. At 5, the cops rolled up. They said, "Who are you guys? What are you doing?" And we said, "It's a mural. Don't worry about it." So they took our down and they didn't worry about it and they left. But there was a problem. The owner came and he was worried about it. And he got the cops back there with our info. So now we basically have to figure that one out. And then I don't know what the point is because of the thing got cut off. But my point right now is sometimes don't get too brazen. Stick to what you're good at. And if you ever get in trouble, you can call your art parents.
Yeah, that was the point. That was the point, is that you're in trouble with the cops and you might need some extra money coming up soon. So, like, having an art parent would be good. I'll be honest.
I'll tell the story next Arty Time.
I'll be honest.
When it's like I don't want to jinx it right now, but
I have some art collectors who I have hit up when, like, I'm kind of low on funds, and I'll be like, hey, I got this, and I'll give you a good deal on this or that or the other thing. And sometimes they say yes, and sometimes they say no. But it's something you don't want to abuse as an artist. You know, like, they're not your bank, and, you know, they don't owe you anything.
You consider those art parents, though?
Well, I consider them my art collectors. I never heard the term art parents until 5 minutes ago, so I wouldn't consider them art parents.
You don't have an art dad?
No, other than my real mom and dad, who've helped me out a bunch of times in my art career and in my former life as a drug addict.
You think your mom watches this podcast?
I don't think so.
You think my mom watches this podcast?
I don't know. I've never met your mom. I have no idea.
Mom, are you watching right now? Mom!
I know my mom's definitely not watching live because we're way too late for her, but yeah. So yeah, I mean like what's so what were we talking about? We're trying to find
out how to get an art dad. You go on Craigslist, okay? You go into personal ads and you write that you're looking for an art dad, will do anything for cash money sign.
Yeah, I don't
You'll
know.
Get a lot of responses,
yeah,
I'm sure.
I don't know if you can even do that anymore. Craigslist changed like 8 months ago, and they have no more personal ad section at all.
Oh my God! Was a young girl killed?
Well, a bunch were, but I don't know. Like
a
bunch were. Like Craigslist.
I did actually.
Craigslist personal ads were not necessarily a safe space for
anyone.
There
were some murders, though, legit. On
well,
Craigslist.
it's I don't know. Anyway, long story short,
the internet is not the same anymore.
The internet's not the same anywhere, and
we came in on Craigslist. I remember when Kijiji changed at one point.
Nobody outside like our area knows what Kijiji.
Oh.
It's basically Canada's Craigslist, like a little Craigslist.
It was better, like better colors and better user interface.
Oh yeah, it's a lot better.
You could pretend that you were in Calgary and sell shit. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm selling the shit over here.
So look, I want to talk about some of the things that I want to do moving forward to keep my art career going, because let's face it,
with the internet changing,
everyone's gonna have to. And for me personally, some of the things I want to do is hire some people to help me with my online stuff. Because I'll be honest,
I thought you just got a boss though. Now you're gonna be a boss who has a boss?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh deep.
No, because I mean, like, if I want to bring my business to the next level, especially, 12 hours isn't a whole bunch of my time out of my week, but it is 12 hours less that I can, use towards my art career. But if I can take that and hire somebody to do some of the, let's call it, menial online things, copy pasting my posts to different social media platforms that I'm on, etc. I always want to answer comments and messages as much as possible myself. One day I'm sure it'll get back to the point like it was a few years ago where I just couldn't answer everybody. I didn't have time. It will eventually, I'm sure. Some other platform will pop up, or my email list will grow all of a sudden. Anyway, It's going to happen. But in the meantime, I want to hire people to help me with some of my social media stuff. And one of the first things I want to hire somebody to do that we've spoken about before on this podcast quite a few times is to execute the 180 strategy for me on my different social media platforms, because that works. And
you just pay some sort of robot online to do it.
I suppose I could pay a robot, but a robot won't do it as well as a human will.
No, you got me there.
A human can really make some sort of executive decisions.
Bring back but also target people effectively. Like exactly.
That's what I mean by
and not do some robot dumb mistake where it's like, really like this picture, and it's like their kid or something weird, you know?
Yeah, or like their mom
and then
at their mom's funeral, and it leaves a robot comment that says like "awesome," something like that. Like, that
looks like fun.
Yeah, no.
Never working with that.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's talk about it quickly again. Obviously, it's been 3 weeks since we've done any podcast, so it's been a while since we've talked about the $1.80 strategy. It's Gary V's term, Gary Vaynerchuk. If you're not following him, I recommend you follow him.
He was voted number 2 of most followed Instagram story person on Gazette.
Yeah, the Gazette, 2017. I was there. I saw it. I swear. So, he's an entrepreneur guy, and follow him. He's amazing. Always got good advice. The $1.80 strategy has to do with finding 90 people in your area that you're trying to network with, like not area, like 90? Geographic.
Bro, 90, that's too many people.
90 people a day, and dropping your 2 cents worth in their comments section. Dropping your little 2 cents on their opinion, on your opinion, like
how long would that take? I think 90 is too much.
Say it takes you 2 minutes to do a comment, a genuine comment where you look at the post, you absorb the content, and you reply to it like with something connected to the post that they made, so that it's not a spammy. Oh, nice picture. 2 thumbs up. Smile, smile. Follow back.
Okay, so you're coming up with 90 unique comments now.
Essentially 90 unique comments. There's ways to kind of make it less, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But
there's a specific number.
But the idea is dropping your 2 cents on 90 comments a day equals 180. That's where the name 180 strategy comes from.
No, I think it's a phenomenal idea. I think, like most things Gary Vaynerchuk says, you got to take it with a grain of salt. There's no way. Maybe his interns get 90 comments out.
But literally,
there's no way Gary V has ever done 90 comments a day.
I'm not convinced.
That's too much.
Maybe not, but look.
But you'll say it. You'll say it like you should do it. Just take it with a grain of salt. You should
take
probably
it with a grain of salt, but even if you do 15 or 10% of what Gary's saying, you're still doing a lot more than somebody who's doing 0% of what he's saying.
And I guess that's his strategy, right?
That's part of his strategy.
Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars.
But literally, it's not that much.
It's a lot. 90 is a lot, dude. It's
if it takes you 2 minutes times 90, that's 3 hours a day.
Finding the people on Instagram, it's so fucking hard.
It's not that hard. Hashtag art gallery. You go look at their freaking thing and you say, hey, da 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 da.
Oh no,
and then you go look hashtag whatever, hashtag and da 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 da.
No, my idea of the 180 strategy is you're in the community. You're not if that gallery's over there and they're not even like involved, fuck them. It's like people that you're after. You're after people that are in the scene,
Agreed.
At the level of you, higher than you,
after other commenters too. You're not just after the person you're commenting on. You're after all the people that read those comments. So if you're commenting at a popular art galleries thing, even if they're in another country and they have a huge following, and all these people say your name is Adam Millward Art, and I see his comments on this super popular gallery stuff often. They're not even going to necessarily know that I'm not associated with that gallery. They might think like that gallery represents me. And now all of a sudden they're looking at my stuff. Mm-hmm. So you're not necessarily just targeting that person's post. You're targeting all the people who read their comments. And let's face it, I read comments, threads. You read comments, threads.
I don't know. I'm the type of person that doesn't read comments. And I realized early on in the internet that there were people who like reading comments.
Yeah.
Like a YouTube video starts and they start scrolling for the comments.
Mm-hmm. I'm one of those people. I love reading the comments.
I never read them.
No.
Because it's always someone that's like, not all the time, but a lot of the times it's a person who has a rant. And
sometimes, but
it's just like, whoa.
Sometimes it's fun. Like, I don't know. Like,
I'll
go read.
Okay. This is the secret.
Or vice versa. Like, sometimes I'll read Alex Gray or Chris Dyer's comments, and I'll see people being rude to them, and like Chris will be flying around the world, and Chris makes all this amazing art, and somebody drops this rude ass comment about him flying too much and all the jet fuel, and you know how bad it is for the environment. Like, you should just stay home and make art. And it's like,
Chris Dyer hates elephants. Everyone knows this.
So, like, you know, like, I'll go see somebody commenting negative stuff on theirs, and like, I'm like, okay, it's not only me, you know, like, even these.
And that's pretty funny. That's actually pretty funny.
You know, like, even these super.
Maybe not for Chris, but even it should be. Like, that's hilarious that someone just comes out of the woodworks about gasoline, jet fuel.
Yeah, no, and like, oh yeah, so Chris should just stay home and not go around and teach workshops and not make other people's lives happy with his presence just because of jet fuel.
He should protest on the strip at the airport. No, stop this.
Yeah, that guy should fly everywhere where Chris is with a protest sign.
No, he could just he could sail there on the wind.
Yeah, you can take a hot air balloon, I guess. Even that has fuel, doesn't it? But anyway. Like, so yeah, that's what the $1.80 strategy is, and
so drop comments on Chris Dyer's thing.
Talk about Fiverr.
Fiverr.
Talk about Fiverr, because that's where I want to hire these people.
I'm a boss, okay? I'm a boss. All right? And Naheem, he's my man. And if you're watching Naheem, it came out great, my man. So I go on Fiverr for various things. I have an embroidery machine. You think I'm sitting there in a dark room on a computer making sure that the thread goes this way on this pattern and that way on that pattern? No, I hire someone in Pakistan who's been doing it for 10 years, and he loves, like 10 USD per graphic? Loves it. And I'm okay with that. Toys too. I'm not very good at 3D modeling and sculpting, so I hire, and I have like 6 people who work for me, and I have a lot of toys. And I don't show anybody because you're just supposed to be buying Sario right now.
He shows me.
Yeah, you saw Dankweed Duck.
I saw Dankweed Duck and the strawberry with the long nose. That's my favorite one.
But, oh, really?
Yeah. I've told you this before.
I like Mechagodzilla. No one likes Mechagodzilla.
I don't think I saw Mechagodzilla yet.
Yeah, Mechagodzilla's best. So I do a lot of research, right? And Fiverr allows that because I got things to do. Cops to negotiate out of giving me fines. And if I'm fucking working on embroidery, how can I get out of that cop situation? I need Naheem. I need my employees. And Fiverr is a great website. How I found out about it was this one guy, I think I was buying his laptop, and I went and met him, and he had a field of laptops and people working on his laptops. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? There's this black guy, like really close to here, but in the industrial sector, and he wasn't working. He was just like, I don't know, wearing proper gear. And the other people were working for him. And people do this sometimes. They just tell me their secrets. He showed me Fiverr. And he's like, people hire me to do anything. Websites, graphics, And I pay these people to Fiverr it for them.
Nice.
He didn't even fucking do it.
Okay, so
he hired other people to Fiverr for people. He was a genius. He had triple employees. He had multiple employees to handle other employees.
Amazing.
Yeah, well, dude, he probably has a very legitimate business right now. And his price still runs 100% on Fiverr. Maybe he upgraded to Freelancer. These are the other websites. There's other websites where it's online. You can contact and chat with people who are skilled at the trade that you want to delegate to, because delegation is such a big, important thing.
To grow a business 100%.
Like, are you best suited for sitting at that chair doing social media right now, or pumping out a canvas?
I'm better pumping out a canvas. Yeah, I'm better pumping out a canvas and getting new products made with my art, and like really like I'm not better. Like, what I want to hire someone on Fiverr for is to help execute that 180 strategy for me. And basically the idea behind Fiverr is the world's economies are very different. So for me, $5 an hour is nothing, but in some countries, $5 US an hour is like $2 or $3 more than the average salary.
This is the gasoline Chris Dyer thing all over again, right? Because of economic slavery, which is what this is all about, these countries are corrupted.
Look, I'm not an economist. All
this is what happens. Their economy gets shit. It gets fucked up so that another Western country could come in and take advantage of this, of natural resources and potentially business. Asia's full of these countries that got destroyed.
But I lived in one of those countries for 5 years, and I can tell you right now that Costa Rica is not destroyed. But the average person in Costa Rica only makes about $600 a month.
But that helps
and
us
that's
on the
if
bananas,
they speak
right?
English.
That helps us on the bananas. What does that help the West with? Because
what
that's why
that helps
they did it.
me is I can pay somebody $800 a month, and they'll work like it's a really good salary for them. It's 25% more than they can make working for anyone else. And for me hiring them, it's a great deal. And that's why outsourcing happens. That's just the bottom line. And whether it's about, I don't care about.
This is why
I don't care about the economics behind it. I care about making somebody's life better by having them work for me and making my business grow, so I can have more people work for me that I can help make their lives better.
Yeah, the point I was trying to make is that some people can see it as wrong to hire someone non-locally in this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And the point I was trying to make is that, the fact that there's economic slaves has nothing to do, it's like the jet fuel, it has nothing to do with the common man. And when you connect to another common man who's happened to be in Pakistan or Cambodia or whatever, and you're shipping him, wiring him money, bro, trust me, he's taking his friends out that night. You know what I mean? When he gets 20 USD to do some stupid computer work that takes him an hour that you don't have time to do, they're stoked.
Yeah, so
it sucks, but at the same time, when you do it, it could be good. It's not like a Nike shoe corporation, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a 1v1, and you can have really cool employees.
Not only that, you could potentially make a friend in a really cool part of the world where you want to go take a vacation, and then you go over there and he's like, not only you know him, you've been communicating with him for a year or two, and he's like your friend. You maybe even stay at his place.
I had hustlers on there too, like I had people, I've been on there for years, ever since that guy showed me, and I had people fuck me, you know what I mean? I had one guy tell me we were working together and he asked for $200. I was like, okay, whatever, it's not a big deal. For a Canadian, he thought that was a huge deal. It's $200.
Never heard from him again.
Well, I heard from him again when he thought he could get more money.
Oh, well, look.
You know what I mean? And it's like, wow, bro, like, he would have made thousands.
Mm-hmm. The point...
And he shot the bet on $200.
Like, the point I'm trying to make is, like, okay, I'm the guy with the part-time job now, as Germ said at the beginning. So, like, if you're watching this and you have a job, a full-time or a part-time job, one way you can grow your business is to invest some of the money that you're making from wherever other sources you're making money from into hiring somebody to help grow your art business. And by doing the kind of, like, let's face it, the stuff that's not super fun always, the online stuff, it frees up your time. Like say, for example, doing your online listings when you're building your online store. If you don't have an online store yet, or you have an Etsy shop and then you want to build your own online store on your website and you have 80 things on Etsy, you don't want to sit there writing those 80 listings again on your own website. You hire someone on Fiverr to copy-paste them for you. Like things like that can save you up a lot of time and end up making your business grow a lot faster. And for me, like, if it comes to the situation where, like, I could hire somebody to do something for $6 or hire them to do it for $15, but if I need them 10 hours, like, 60 versus 150, it's a big difference over a year if you're running a business. And, I lived in a country, I lived in Costa Rica for 5 years, and, like, people are people. If I'm hiring somebody, I'm not a big patriotic person so much. Like, I don't, in any picture I've ever seen of Earth from outer space, I don't see walls between countries. And Germ will say that those pictures are all made up anyway, but...
not made up, and I don't want to go into it here. But there is no an actual picture of Earth in space.
And even if there was, I guarantee you it wouldn't have little borders between every country and, like,
Depends if the artist painted it in or not.
There you go. So, like, this is the point that I'm making about the way that I can turn my going back and having to work for someone else and turning that into gold. Taking that situation that really had me depressed and I felt like I was giving up and I didn't really want to admit it publicly that I'm not making my living full time from my art anymore. But it's only temporary. It's like super. Even if I end up keeping this part-time job for a while, I mean, it's still only temporary because it's all going to go towards making my business work better, my business grow faster, and my art reach more people, which is really the end goal, is to have my art reach more people's eyes and to have my story touch more people's hearts.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And the money troubles are the thing of nightmares, my man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have money, you don't know what to, like, ugh, these fucking cops. These cops. No, I put in a lot of money into shirts, and now I don't even know, like, I emptied the bank account in shirts, bro, so,
well,
I don't even know if I have your $5 unless I make some fucking sales.
Unbeknownst to this guy, I mean, I haven't got a lot of paychecks yet, but I'd like to increase my Rat Boy collection there, like when...
what other Rat Boy is there?
Yeah, so...
There's not even another Rat Boy.
Yeah, but there's more possibilities. Like, I could add more stamped ones type of thing is what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, end up with a nice big collection of stamps.
Have you seen Popeye Mario? Papio?
No.
Oh, bro,
Or
Papio is fucking the next one. Because I have one in the works now where he's jumping and he has the can of spinach.
Nice.
Flawless.
Nice.
It's amazing. It's as good as Rat Boy. One of the best.
No, I was actually thinking, like, if you didn't want to do a podcast tonight, I was actually thinking of, like, you know, maybe getting myself like a fake beard made and like, you know, like the mustache thing and like starting to wear a hat and like video editing where like I would just be bootleg GermDee.
You think you could? You need a wig.
Yeah, that's the thing. I need a wig and a hat, like one of those hats with a mullet that comes. You know, but you know, I'm glad we made it happen. I'm glad we're back here. It's fun talking to this camera and hoping that people are watching and finding what we're talking about interesting. And,
bro, they just found out about Fiverr.
Yeah, they found out about Fiverr.
This guy's fucking riding around in Mercedes because of Fiverr.
They found out. They found
out.
Website.
I know a guy.
Yeah. And like there's a lot of things you can hire people for on Fiverr, especially computer related stuff. Anything that needs to be done on a computer, you can get a lot cheaper than hiring somebody who's experienced at it in North America. It's just the way it is. So
animation, like video game lottery machines, are basically made there. Anything that looks like it's made in China, sometimes the graphics, it's because they're Fiverring, and it is made in China.
Mm-hmm. But you know, that's where I'm at right now. Is like I'm starting to look into these things. Like, I've only gotten one paycheck so far, so like I'm not really ready to, you know, be investing back into the business and growing. I'm kind of like making up for that 20 days that I made no money, where I'm catching up on things still. But you know, one thing that I'm doing soon is going to Cosm, which we briefly mentioned before, but like I want to talk about it a bit more.
I'd love to go with you one time.
Cosm is Alex Gray and Allison Gray's. Basically, their museum / bed and breakfast / art community. They have 40 acres of land in the Hudson Valley in New York, and it's just a beautiful spot with their beautiful art. And one of their good friends, Rosie, and her husband Mike, who's like a chiropractor and Qigong instructor, they run mandala workshops there, which are amazing. This will be either the 4th or 5th one I'm attending. It's been a couple of years, but when I went to the first one, I thought it was an art workshop, and I thought like I was going to walk in there and show everyone who knows what about mandalas, right? But it wasn't. It was a healing workshop, and it really wasn't about the art very much at all. It was more about how mandalas are like a sacred way to get in touch with your inner self and your soul and your higher self, and like to the basically, you know, the universe around you. So it's really cool that I'm going to this workshop just like a few weeks after this really big change happened in my life, where I had to, you know, go find a job after 4.5 years of being completely self-employed. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. Like, it's an amazing space. There's amazing people there, amazing art, and it's like a good place for me to go and get recharged and you know, get connected back with what it really means to be an artist, especially an artist making, you know, sacred art, which my mandalas in a lot of ways are. You know, in some ways they're art therapy for me, in some ways they're a deep expression of a higher self or a soul, and you know, the way that everybody's connected and everybody's unique, so there's a lot of deeper meaning behind it.
And it's one of the first spots that you had been to when you started your career, right?
Yeah, it is. It's one of the very first spots I went to. I actually went to one of Chris's workshops, Chris Dyer's workshops, and that's when I found out about the mandala workshop. That was like about 2.5 months later, and I made it to the Mandala workshop 100% off my art. Like I quit my job a couple of weeks after, and then like made enough money in the interim to pay my bills and do this workshop. So, but that was back in the days when you could hit share on Facebook and like thousands and thousands of people would see your stuff in minutes. And now I post on Facebook, and last week I think I had 43 hits to my website from Facebook, and I used to get 5,000 a week. So
it sucks, bro. It sucks.
Yeah. So this is like I'm having to invest money to grow my business a little bit more, like. With social media being the way it is right now, I think that I have to run my business a little bit more like other businesses are run, as in like I gotta hire people to do some of the stuff that takes up a lot of my time and focus more on making the art. Like I haven't been painting a lot lately. Over the last year, I've painted a lot less than I used to. I used to paint 3 or 4 hours a day, but now just to get 100 people to visit my website, I have to spend 6 hours on the computer, where I used to spend 20 minutes on the computer to get that. So, I'm spending a lot less time painting, and, I'm not sharing as much new art, and like it's taking away from my time painting, and that's what I do. That's what I do that no one else can do. No one else can make that. I can make that. People can help me make that. They can do some fill-ins and stuff, but nobody else can make that. I need to make that. Anyone else can go on Instagram and, find people to network with and leave comments and, like, help me grow my social media following and, connect with new people and network and, get my art in front of new eyes. And
they can also learn the tricks of the trade.
Mm-hmm.
Like
for sure. Yeah. And, I still want to hire, like, an assistant that comes here and helps me, not just someone on Fiverr. Like, I'd love to hire an art student this summer. I hired somebody, and the day she was supposed to come start, she didn't show up. So, that kind of sucked. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. So now I'm still looking for somebody. If you're by any chance local and watching this near Montreal and you want to come be my assistant this summer, I could probably hire you for like 6 to 8 hours a week. So get in touch with me, comment down here, and we'll connect.
One day I'd like to have an apprentice and call the show, make a vlog out of it called The Apprentice. And you just keep running into him when he's like playing video games, and you just yell at him. You think you'd be a world famous artist by playing video games? You smash his PS5, PS6, or whatever the fucking number they're at.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where I think kind of both of us are in a similar spot with that, where we realize like our careers can't grow past a certain point without help.
100%.
Like, and it's kind of cool that we kind of both ended up at this like spot, very similar timing. Like I'd say, like, I don't know, maybe I'm misjudging where you're at, but I find like you've got these robots working for you, and you've got Fiverr people working for you, and I'm learning from you that's.
I don't have robots working for me.
You have your 3D printer.
Oh. Well, it hasn't been on in a while.
Oh.
No, because I'm so advanced in the toys that it's off. It's a stress. It's a stress that, like, it'd be working now, so when it was running, I'd open the door to the house. The whole thing would be like this slow creep until it's in my line of vision. And is it done? Is it flawless? Did it work? Or is it, is the house on fire? And that's the situation. It's a lot of stress. Embroidery machine, too. Like, they're great. I don't know, man. My fucking trinary hobby has become part of the business.
But that's the way it is.
It's great. It's great. I'm trying to take it easy because I know that in 2020 it's going to be the real thing. I just have to make sure that this is a smooth sailing thing. So the cop doesn't fucking there's no charges with cops. I can still have spray paint in my person. Because that's what's going to happen. if you get charged, you're not gonna be allowed to carry spray paint anymore.
What?
Yeah, bro.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Really?
That's how it goes down.
That's a thing?
And then you get in trouble
if you get caught making art illegally, like, you're not allowed making art anymore?
That's how the legal system is even if you do anything, bro. If you drink and drive...
Yeah, well, okay? That's different. I mean,
if
you
drink
could
and
potentially
drive,
kill people drinking and driving.
Oh, okay, so let's not say that. Let's say, like, if you jaywalk. That's not a very good one. But if you jaywalk, the more you jaywalk, let's say you jaywalk and you don't pay the fine. They summon you to court. And it's for jaywalking. If you jaywalk again and that situation happens and they have it on file, they go crazy. Mm-hmm. That's not a good one, though. A good one would be, like, in the States, misdemeanor, you were caught with a gun. You're not allowed outside of your state.
Okay.
You're not allowed outside of your state. You're caught outside of your state. Bro, that's not illegal to be outside of a state. But now because you had a gun at one point, now this becomes illegal. And they start making more and more things illegal. You can't be outside at 11. That becomes a real thing for people. Because they fucking left the state, now they can't leave their house. And it was all because one time in the past they fucked up. And it's been just trickling. So you have to, if you have legal troubles, you gotta chop it at the neck and make sure that it doesn't become ever a thing.
Yeah, I'm super glad, knock on wood, that I've got no legal troubles following me, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, that's a large part thanks to luck, because there's lots of shit I could have definitely had legal problems from. But,
yeah, I know. Sometimes there's a
I
lucky
just never
angel.
got caught back in the day.
No, this was all bad vibes. It all started because there was maple syrup in the sauce. And there was maple syrup in my sauce, and that I fucking threw everything out of whack. I want to ask you a question. Does that have to do with this too? Maple syrup in the sauce, bad vibes. This guy fucking messages me today saying that he got a mystery box, and in this mystery box, one of the shirts is a shirt that he already had in another mystery box, and wanted me to send a free shirt. And I was like, well, it's a mystery box, number one. And number two, I'll hook you a shirt, but I'm not sending a shirt live. You know what I mean? Like, one shirt. Sorry, a mystery box was a mystery box. Here's a free shirt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I was saying, like, yo, if ever you order again, hit me up. Tell me I need an extra shirt. And I was, you know, even I shouldn't even be doing that, and I do that. What's your take on this? The guy bad vibed me for like an hour, bro. I can't even tell you. He wanted his money. Give me $60 back. You want 2 mystery boxes back.
I'll be honest, like, I've never dealt with that situation.
Do you need that kind of client in life? Like, what is going on?
I think if somebody's buying a mystery box and they bought a second mystery box and they got the same thing that's in the first mystery box, well, let me tell you a story about when I was a kid and there used to be 50-cent mystery bags at the candy store. If I bought a 50-cent mystery bag at the candy store and it had one of those little things that unroll and makes a whistle sound, and then I bought another one and it had another thing that unrolls and make a whistle sound, I couldn't go return the thing because they both had the same toy.
But you'd be pissed.
In
this scenario,
at the same thing, I'm buying a mystery bag. Like,
in this scenario, he's got, let's say, in 2 mystery boxes, he's got 4 shirts. 3 are unique.
Yeah, that's...
Bro, you're talking about paying $15 US
nah,
a shirt
he should be
for a fucking legit shirt. $15 US.
He should either be reselling it or give it to a friend. Like,
well, that's
instead of hitting up you as the creator and like being
I told him give
cheap.
I told him give it to a friend, and he's like, I didn't give it. I didn't buy it. I bought it for myself. And I was like, okay.
Well, then go on my Etsy shop and buy the shirts you want. Don't buy mystery boxes.
Dude, I was so confused by this. I was so confused.
I mean,
I was like trying to be nice. I was trying so hard to be nice, but after the cop situation, I was nice. But after the cop situation, I was just like, they literally ended with like, just don't message me right now, because I'm gonna fucking start. You know, he's calling me cheap. He's saying I don't have money. He's saying all these insults. Eventually, it was just gonna be like, listen, bro. I called him. I fucking tried to call him because at one point he pissed me off. I was like, okay, I'm calling you now. And he kept declining the call. But bro, if you saw my face in that moment, you would have been fucking... Come on now, what is this?
No,
mystery box. Like, I feel like removing the mystery box. I don't want this ever to happen again. Like,
no, I mean... Like, I've never done a mystery box. Personally, like, I would never buy a mystery box. Like, I like
stickers,
to know what I'm buying.
Patches. Oh, I have one shirt that's the same. Bro, like, nobody Nobody is online giving 2 shirts for $33 plus stickers and patches.
Mm-hmm.
Find me the person.
No.
Bro, everyone's selling you a white shirt, 1 color press on the front. It's not even that great. 33 US.
Yeah, and
they're all, unless they're on sale,
baffles my mind.
33 US for a white shirt.
See, I'll be very...
And we're shipping from Canada.
I'm super...
Do they know that?
I don't know. And even if they do know that, it doesn't mean anything to them because they'll be like, it's your problem, not my problem.
Yeah, I know.
And
no, you use like you're running a shit business, bro. I'm an artist, and you're trying to support me. I'm not fucking Toys R Us here.
Yeah,
like it's just me. I can't go yell at Pablo in the fucking warehouse saying like, "Yo, Pablo, you were supposed to somehow have a system where a mystery box isn't a mystery."
Yeah. No, that.
I was totally like, okay, how do I play this here? It's a mystery box also, and I'm not a dick. I'd give you a free shirt if you bought something else later.
I'm really lucky. I've never had problems with any clients ever. Like, I've never had anyone really be upset with me. I've
had some where it's like, bro, I did not order this at all. What the fuck is this size medium T-shirt? I'm an XL.
The only time
those guys, it's like, oh, sorry, sorry, and they get fucking maybe an extra shirt because that's a real fuck up. Because that's like you paid for a thing, it showed up, it was not that thing. That's whack.
That's on you.
That's on me. Yeah. No, that has happened 3 times by my count, and those people get.
Never.
I don't know how it happens. Just mixed up. Maybe when I'm putting the stickers on, it gets fucked up. I don't know. I don't do it on purpose.
Oh,
and either way, they have a medium. They have an extra medium shirt now to give you your girlfriend.
I'm actually lying. It did happen to me once where I put the wrong shipping label, and somebody else got somebody else's thing. I'm lying. That did happen once.
I mean, because we're doing our own shipping. That's like. Even Canada Post, as amazing as they are, and they're fucking amazing. You know, it's 99%. There's gonna be this slight letter that falls through the crack, and you gotta take it on the chin. You know.
No, I mean one time I had a client who moved, and she paid me with her PayPal account, and she never updated her address in her PayPal account. Now, when somebody buys something from us and pays with PayPal, we have a selling address that we have to ship to that address, and if we don't ship to that address, then we don't have seller protection. So I shipped to that address. Now, 2 weeks goes by, and she writes back saying she never got her thing from me. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me go find what happened. You know, and I'm like, oh, well, here's where I shipped it. Here's the tracking number. And she waited like a month before she told me. So by the time it happened, it was long gone. Like, I don't know what happened to the package, but she waited a month to even tell me. The tracking number said it had been delivered. But, like, it was... And she got mad at me. She, like, got really mad at me and everything. And I'm like, look, it's 100% your fault. Like, I did everything I had to do. PayPal...
Well, we know she's mad because, like...
She's mad. She's
gotta be mad at someone.
Of course, but she threatened to go blast me on social media for not sending her thing. And I'm like, but I did send it. And I have the tracking that can prove I sent it. And I have the screenshot of you giving me the wrong address in your PayPal. So, like, if you want to go about it that way, like... You know, but, like... And that happens sometimes when you're running a small business.
I'm sure this guy's blasting me to all his friends that in a mystery box something doubled, and I'm sure his friends are gonna be like, "Bro, it's a mystery." You'll probably have to leave the mystery word out to actually get them to be on his side. Now I don't even. If he ever contacts me again, it's like there's no way. I don't know if I can give him a free shirt. He upset me. He ruined a portion of my day. I don't know who fucked up his morning, but it wasn't me. Maybe it was. He got the same shirt again. So enraging.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, that's that sucks, you know, and that sucks to have clients like that have expectations of things that aren't realistic.
Shirts I have? This is a new one. I just pulled it out today. Look how fresh and clean that is.
Nice.
You know how many of these I have?
No.
More than one.
Nice.
More than one. Someone refund me.
They're
good shirts. They're rags, bro. They're undergarments. You know, you gotta have more than one.
No, I mean,
one day I'm gonna be like, fuck. I wish I had more say no to drugs. I know it. That's why I take some out of the mystery box.
How much you want to make a bet? One of the ones the guy had the double of is gonna like get caught in his dryer and ripped up, and he's gonna be like, oh man, good thing I have this other one.
Well, the truth is, and this is, I feel really bad for him the truth is that the whole experiment of him trying to get something for free off me and hustle me, really what it was, because it's not fair. Like, it was a mystery box, bro. It's not fair for me to just lose money here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was willing to lose. I was willing to break even, not lose money. Let's put it that way, because I didn't do anything wrong in this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Forget where I was going with this. Oh yeah, what he really ruined, and I felt super bad, is that how can you wear the shirt now? How can you wear any... Oh, you were upset that one shirt was the same? How can you wear any of those 4 shirts after having that debacle with the person who actually made it? I would not be able to wear those shirts. If I literally thought that person was a piece of shit, how, bro? I would throw them in the garbage live. Fuck you, bang, you bad me. You know what I mean?
That brings up something that I want to talk about.
So when he was doing it, I was just trying to like, bro, you need to fucking like cool it, because I knew that was transpiring, that he was gonna ruin the magic.
So look, this guy ruined your day. It's very clear. This person ruined
a portion of my day.
Ruined a portion of your day.
Okay.
But let's face it. That's gonna happen sometimes when you're an artist, and you know, people aren't gonna be happy with you. People are gonna threaten to blast you on social media. People are gonna not be happy, and you know, sometimes it might be people who've been supporting you for a while and whatever. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they've got other things going on in their life. You never know what's going on the other end.
We're not fucking Costco here. We're literally we're inspiring people. There's a value to that. In this scenario, like, I'm inspiring this guy. I know I was.
So my point that I was just quickly trying to make is, don't take it personally if that happens. If somebody who was previously a supporter is now turning into a nightmare of a supporter, you know, like, because it might happen. It happened to me a few times. It happened to me where people were like, you know, your art feels like a business now, and this and that and the other thing, and you're always trying to sell stuff, and it's like, okay, well, if you followed me from when I made my first painting, when I had zero faith that I could ever turn it into a business, and now I did turn it into a business, well, yeah, I have to sell stuff. That's how I pay my rent. That's how I pay my food. You know, that's how I pay my phone bill. That's how I pay the computer that I'm able to post my art for you to look at on. So, like, you know, like, it's a two-way street in
I know, when you're supporting an artist, you like, it's different than buying from a business. It just is. You know, if someone buys your merchandise, it's not the same as if they went to Giant Tiger and they bought it. No, and that's the thing that baffles my mind, is like, who does this guy think I am? Like that I could just like, hey, Canada Post, fucking ship this guy a shirt. I have thousands of shirts. I'm GermDee. Hey, open up the warehouse of shirts over there. We need a fucking... Call Pablo and make sure that it's not the same as the mystery box that we sent that guy last time.
Yeah, no, it's...
But what's it's me. It's me, a stoner at my house. You think I have fucking lists of who the fuck ordered and who's getting what? It's a mystery box, bro. It was a marketing strategy to get rid of dead stock. That's why it's a 2-for-1. Yeah. It's like so obvious. It's a 2-for-1 deal.
No, I would not spend any more time thinking about this person. It's like, obviously your face is getting...
2-for-1. I'm getting all animated about it.
Yeah.
But it's just...
It's a lack of respect is what it is.
Yeah, because like, we're not businesses. We're actually humans. Okay,
no, I mean,
in a business, you could vent, and they'll send you the fucking personal relations.
I'm not gonna lie, I run a business. I'm a person, but I run a business too, and I try to run my business as professionally as possible in as many ways as possible, just by having, you know, things shipped properly and fast and da 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 da. You can never keep 100% of people happy all the time. So if you're watching this and you're an artist and you're trying to run your own business and you had somebody that ruined your day or part of your day like Germ did, or like has happened to me in the past, for sure that's happened. You know, it's not the end of the world. You know, don't give up over it. Don't you know, try not to carry it forward too much. You know, vent to whoever your friends are that need to vent to, and move on, because like, it's not worth racking your head about. You know, like I say, it might literally be nothing you did wrong at all. Like in this case, Germ obviously did nothing wrong by filling a mystery box with mystery things. The guy got the mystery things. He wasn't happy. So like, if you did nothing wrong in this situation, like
well, I could have figured out what he got and asked, hey, what did you get? But that's not a mystery. That takes
away the mystery.
I know. So like,
of it. It's like
I thought that was fun. Apparently for this guy, that's not fun. He needs his money back because he was duped. He needed new shirts.
Oh, like for me, my prints, my first set of prints that I got them made, and one person wasn't happy with them because I didn't include a big enough border for them to do matting around the image, and like it was my first set of.
Couldn't you just float in the mat?
Yeah, but this person wanted to have it matted and da da da. Anyway, long story short, like this person wasn't happy with the way I made my prints, but I mean the print he bought, the product picture of the print is exactly the way he received the print. Like I didn't hide that there was no empty space around to mat the print, so like he knew what he was buying, and it's like sorry, like yeah, it's gonna cost you more to frame it because you have to get the floating frame. Like I learned now, sorry, like I don't know what to tell you. Like I apologize, I've learned, but
did it go over well or did it go over not well?
But the 140 other people who bought my prints had no complaints, so I'm not gonna change for you because I had 140 people here who were happy. So I think that's like that's what you got to focus on when you're in a downtime, like whether it's somebody that pissed you off or like in my case where I was like 20 days without a sale, I was like I was just mad. I was like, nobody likes my art anymore. What am I doing wrong? What's wrong? Why are like I started to maybe resent people. I'm like, why like all these people are telling me like, oh, I really like this thing and da 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 da. Like, okay, well please, like become one of my supporting patrons or something, or like maybe buy something, and like, it got a little depressing. And you start to question all kinds of things like, well, is it me? What am I doing wrong? You start to like, is it Facebook? Is it algorithms? Like you're looking for what's wrong instead of maybe like, in my case, I know I wasn't looking on what's right, and that's just a human thing, I think, that most humans go through from time to time, where you're not thinking positively as much as you could be, and it can carry on into other parts of your life, and for me it was financial stress, for a few years of financial stress in a row. Something just snapped, and I said, like, I'm tired of this. I something needs to change. Mm-hmm. So, like, whereas, like, for that first week or two after something snapped, like, my brain was saying, what needs to change is you need to stop being an artist. And, like, that's ridiculous. Like, but these words were coming out of my mouth. Ask him, it's true. Like, I didn't want to make art anymore. I wanted to throw this thing in the fireplace. And, but, like, that was very temporary. And, like, once that emotional phase kind of dissipated a bit and became less intense, like, I started to think positively again and to look for solutions and look at how, like, I could take this situation and be grateful for it, and how I could take this situation and turn it into something better. And now, like, I'm thinking of how I'm going to hire people and what they're going to do and how that's going to, take my business to and my art to a next level, where I can make more big art and where I can inspire more people, because more people will be finding me on social media because I'll have people doing these comments for me and posting them on Instagram and Facebook and Minds and MeWe and Steeman and all these social medias that I'm on. If I can have somebody working for me, for an hour or two a day on each of those, then we can really get somewhere. And I think for now, while social media and the internet is the way it is, if you're an artist who's trying to get your career off the ground, one thing you can do to really speed that up is to start looking into hiring somebody to do these 180 strategy for you on different social media sites, and start building a following where you're not the one sitting there building the following. You're the one making the art that people are following for. And for me, the authenticity thing, because it leaves a bad taste in my mouth even thinking about doing that in a certain way. But where the authentic interactions happen is like when you're replying to people and stuff like that. So if somebody finds you from another comment somewhere else and comes on your thing and follows you, then maybe I'll be the one to go check out them and follow back and leave them a few more likes and comments. Mm-hmm. But that initial comment, of the 90 comments a day or whatever, even 50 comments a day, if you can leave 50 comments a day on other people's stuff, you're going to see your following grow quickly. That's what I did when I joined Steemit. That's how I grew my Steemit account. I did 20 or 30 comments a day. Only 20 or 30. That's only a third of what Gary Vee is recommending. And it only took me an hour a day. And yeah, it's an hour a day, but you know what? No one else is doing it unless you're paying someone on Fiverr. So if you want to build a business around your art, you're going to have to sacrifice time or money, one or the other. And we had a whole episode about this, about don't be cheap. So in this case, in this 2019 social media era, where Instagram's changing their algorithms, and where Pinterest is changing their algorithms, and everywhere's changing their algorithms. So unless you're paying, not many people are seeing your stuff. Okay, start paying. Start paying so people will see your stuff, but like do it in a smart way where you're building your audience, and you're not just paying Instagram to show the people that should already be seeing your stuff. Like grow it, get more people, get on Steemit, get on Minds, get on MeWe, get on, keep posting on Facebook. Don't give up on Facebook. If you've been on Facebook for years, keep posting on there. So many people I know that are on Instagram now completely don't post on Facebook anymore, and I'm an art collector on Facebook that doesn't use Instagram a lot. And like I've literally tried to buy art from a couple of artists over the last 6 months, where like I message them on Facebook. I'll see their thing on Facebook that they shared from Instagram, and I'll message them on Facebook and be like, I want to buy that. And I don't hear from them for 2 weeks. And I'm like, this person doesn't care. And it's because they gave up on Facebook, and they didn't realize that there's a sale waiting for them there in their inbox.
Maybe they're already making sales, though. Maybe they're making sales and they're busy.
Maybe.
That's why they didn't even check Facebook.
It's
you're
possible.
Not making sales, that's when you're willing to check all of your fucking... checking your email, checking your Facebook, checking your Pinterest.
I guess it's possible. But in this guy's case, I know for a fact that that's not the case. Because I know he has a job, and like I know he gave up doing art full-time a while ago because he had a kid. So, but I collect his art, and I want to continue collecting his art because, again, I know it's temporary. Like, I see him investing money in a CNC machine so he can do 3D cutout canvases that he's going to paint out. Like, he's still working on his art career. Just because he has a job doesn't mean he's given up. And, at the end of the day, sometimes, money can really bring your art career forward. So if you're not making enough of it in your art career, sacrificing some of your time to make some more of it somewhere else, if you're going to invest it back into your art career, is not necessarily a bad thing. I personally think in my case, like I had 4.5 years of working 100% full-time on my art career, and I learned a ton about what I needed to do to make that happen. But as things changed with the internet, and it got harder and harder to reach people, and I send too many direct messages, I get blocked from sending direct messages even. So what am I gonna do? Facebook doesn't like me. Instagram doesn't like me. No, you don't pay us enough money, so okay, I'll pay somebody else money to get my things growing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess, like, in this situation, what is the main theme of this podcast? Like, kind of,
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do, and again, it comes back to another episode we had before of don't be cheap. If you're gonna have to spend a little more money to get your business off the ground instead of...
Or to get out of the trouble with the cops.
Or to get out of trouble with the cops. Or, whatever else, whatever other bills that you got to pay that you're stressing about.
Don't be a Gerald.
Don't be a Jerry. Make it happen. Make it happen.
I was thinking about that for the last 5 minutes. Was it?
Yeah, it was Jerry.
What was it? Gerald?
Don't be a Jerry.
It's Gerald.
So look, like as much as getting a job made me feel a bit like a Jerry, once I got once I looked at it from a better perspective of how can I make this something positive, then those answers started coming. You just got to ask yourself the right questions. If you ask yourself, why me, you'll come up with answers of why me. And if you ask yourself, like, what can I do to make this situation better, like, and you keep asking yourself that, your brain will come up with answers. So, like, I wasn't asking myself good questions. Now I'm asking myself better questions. I'm coming up with better answers, and I'm trying to share some of those answers with you guys, and with Germ too, because the whole Fiverr thing is like, Germ's the guy that I knew about Fiverr, but I didn't ever look into it. I knew it existed and I knew what it was, but I didn't look into it and I didn't consider how I could use it in my business because I didn't have a 3D printer and I didn't need people making my embroidery patterns. But I do need somebody making my $1.80 strategy, so I'm looking forward to getting on there and finding someone to do it. I still got a few debts to pay back first from my little real big dip where I had to no money for 20 days. I had to pay my rent, I had to pay my phone bill, I had to do groceries for 20 days with zero money coming in, so everything I'd saved from my beginning of the year that did really well went down to zero. Now I'm trying to get back up, so once I get back from COSM, around June, I have another event lined up, Big Rib Fest, where I'm selling my stuff for 3 days. As long as the weather's nice, it should be amazing. It's an amazing crowd. It's one of those best opportunities for me to get some FaceTime with a bunch of local people and, inspire people on a one-on-one basis, talking about my story about how art helped me get sober and stay sober for 7 years. So, that's something I'm super looking forward to, and I'm really excited to be sitting here talking in front of the camera and doing an Arty Time podcast again. And how long have we been jabbering on now for?
Over an hour.
Over an hour? So I don't know. Do you got a lot more to say? I don't got a lot more to say.
No, this one's about don't be a Jerry, and we'll have more tips for you on the next Arty Time.
Arty Time. Arty on. Excellent. All right, peace, guys. Have a good one, and thanks for tuning in. And make sure to tell all your friends to watch this because if you got friends who are artists too, and if you're an artist, I know you have friends who are artists. So don't be cheap. Share the wealth of knowledge with them, and help me and Germ out too, getting our faces and.
Don't order a mystery box from me though.
Yeah, don't order a mystery box unless you never ordered one before. Then it's pure fine because you can't get doubles of something you don't have.
Yeah, I know. And it's so funny, just to close, it's so funny because my whole strategy moving forward is it's going to be the same shirt. There's only one shirt to buy. Maybe 3. But I ain't making a whole bunch of fucking graphics like that ever again because it becomes a nightmare. So it's just and also the phenomenon of groupthink of when you see someone actively wearing something, that's when you might want to buy it too. That you have to be able to go and see that it's able to buy. If I keep making new graphics, you're seeing things that you can't buy. It's hype, but it doesn't help. You know what I mean?
Yeah, long term.
And dude, the guy who's gonna make my shirts, he was pumping out this other artist shirt, Club Optimist shirts, nonstop. Bro, nonstop. He was fucking making them. Okay, the guy must have made 50 that day. 50 while I was there. As an artist, I would fucking love to have one of those shirts.
Well, that's why I've been saying for a long time that you need a Nexus. You need a Germ something. You need something that all your brands can... Yeah, that's just good, though.
Yeah, but GD is my fucking initials, dummy.
So... Yeah, but are you going to use that? Is that going to become your brand?
Every time you've seen me recently, was I not wearing good?
Yeah, but there was phases where every time I saw you, you were wearing Coke, or every time I saw you, you were wearing cream, or every time I saw you, you were wearing something else, or pollution, or cream and pollution.
Well, I like that.
But all of those things could have been under a GermDee Corp something, and be connected back to you.
It's good, baby.
So I'm kind of glad to hear you talking about this idea of branding and an umbrella where everything stays the same.
Moving forward, it has to be that. It just can't be re-hitting, fucking striking a tree for the first time every time to knock it down.
I also know you that you're very impulsively creative in the sense that you always want to be creating something new and coming up with the next best thing.
Yeah, but you don't know that good is older than Coke.
Good is older than Coke. So that's why I'm saying having something that all of these can be under the brand of, for me, is something you're missing.
Yeah, but to be fair, I like to have Coke for cynical things. Mm-hmm. I like to be cynical, and when I'm cynical, I'd like to be able to sign it Coke. Mm-hmm. They're different personalities of myself, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And good's a more clean-cut one.
I guess so.
Some people don't want to wear fucking cartoon characters on their shirts.
Eminem and Marshall Mathers, I guess, eh? or Slim Shady.
And there's Mood
There's
too.
3 of them, right?
There's Mood too. So sometimes when I wear a good hat and a Mood sweater, it says Good Mood. Well, I enjoy that.
I would enjoy it too, but I'd love if Good and Mood had a little Germ Corp, so I knew they were yours. If I was just a random Joe Blow,
it's gonna be good. The Germ Corp doesn't have the same potential as Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good could have a store in Japan that's 5 stories high, selling you pillows and fucking things with Good on it.
I agree.
It really could.
I agree.
Germ Corp, I'd have to be fucking making. Maybe have like Capsule Corps. I would have to have this technology that's so fucking cool. That's why we call it Germ Corp, because you get a little seed and you throw it on the ground and it fucking adds some water and it turns into a car. That's the only way Germ Corp would get big.
Nice. So that's the future of GermDee is car pills.
No, it's good. It's just good.
I don't know. You don't want to do car seeds?
No, I can play.
I don't know, man.
New shirts are good.
Elon Musk, watch out for this guy. He's gonna make car seeds.
One day.